Every relationship has secrets. Some are harmless, while others can break the very foundation of love. For me, the secret I found would turn my world upside down. This secret transformed me from a loving husband into a man consumed by a desire for cold-blooded revenge. My name is Daniel, and my wife Sarah and I had been married for years. We met in college and built a life together in a cozy apartment in Austin, Texas. We were the couple everyone envied, with supportive families and adventurous friends. Our love seemed unshakable. But lately, things felt off. Sarah was different, more distracted, frequently working late, and always glued to her phone. I brushed it off as the stress of her job as a marketing executive. Then came the night that shattered my trust completely. It was a Friday evening, and I had planned a quiet night in. But Sarah announced she had to attend a networking event. "It's just a small gathering," she said, but her smile did not quite reach her eyes. "It will help me connect with new clients." My gut twisted at her words, but I didn't want to seem suspicious or controlling, so I let her go without protest. "Controlling have fun, babe," I said, forcing a smile as she hurriedly left, a little too eager. Hours dragged on, and my unease deepened with every passing minute. I tried to distract myself with movies, but my mind kept wandering. Nearing midnight, I received a text from an unknown number that changed everything. The message read, "Saw Sarah with Jake at the bar downtown. Just thought you should know." Jake was a charming coworker who lingered too close during office gatherings. My heart raced as dread settled in. Was this a prank or a genuine warning? Without hesitation, I slipped on my jacket and drove to the bar. As I parked, my pulse quickened. Neon lights flickered and laughter spilled from the entrance. I entered, scanning the crowd for any sign of them. There they were. Sarah laughed, her head thrown back, while Jake leaned in, whispering something into her ear. My stomach dropped as reality hit hard. She was betraying me. Frozen for a moment, rage and betrayal battled in my mind. My heart hammered as humiliation washed over me completely. They were so engrossed in each other that they did not even notice me standing there, watching the woman I loved throw away our marriage like it was nothing. "Sarah!" I shouted, my voice cutting through the noise. Heads turned, and the laughter died instantly. She looked up, wide-eyed and pale. "Daniel, what are you doing here?" she stammered. "Looks like I came just in time," I replied, my voice steady but laced with hurt. Jake stepped forward, his smirk fading. "Hey man, it's not what it looks like." "Oh really?" I shot back, my fists clenching in anger. "Then what is it?" "Because it sure looks like my wife is enjoying a cozy night out with her coworker," I said sharply. Sarah opened her mouth to protest, but I was not interested in her excuses. I turned on my heel and stormed out. They were left standing in shocked silence. As I drove home, fury coursed through my veins, and a plan began to form. I would not let this betrayal slide. I would make them both pay. The next day, I acted as if everything was normal. I knew I had to play it cool to execute my plan perfectly. I called Jake and suggested we grab a drink. To my surprise, he accepted readily. I wanted him to believe I was over the incident and ready to forgive. We met at a local bar. I kept my attitude casual. "Hey man, it's all good. Let's bury the hatchet," I said, forcing a smile, trying to clear the air between us. "Yeah, I didn't mean for things to get out of hand," Jake said, looking genuinely sorry. "You know how office parties can get wild." "Sure can," I replied, sharing a knowing look. "But you have to understand how hurtful it is to see my wife with another man." "It's a tough pill to swallow," I added. Jake shifted uncomfortably, guilt creeping into his expression. This was good. I was planting doubt. As the evening went on, I steered the talk toward Sarah. "You know, she's really great at her job," I said, watching him closely. "A little too friendly with her coworkers, though," I added. Jake laughed awkwardly, trying to dismiss my words. "Oh, come on, you know how she is. Always trying to make connections," he said. "But those connections can lead to some pretty dangerous waters," I replied. My tone became more seductive, especially when she was at bars with charming guys like you. I watched as his courage began to melt. It was the beginning of my revenge, and I felt the power shifting. The next week, I contacted Sarah under the pretense of reconciliation. "Let's have a nice dinner tonight," I suggested. Her face lit up with surprise. "Really? I'd love to," she replied. I prepared her favorite dish and opened a bottle of wine, trying to create a romantic atmosphere. We sat facing each other. A spark of hope flickered in her eyes. "I know we've had difficulties, but I want to work on our relationship," I said in a calm voice. "I want that too, Daniel." "I'm so sorry for everything I've messed up," she pleaded, sincerity evident in her words. I felt a spark of guilt, but quickly extinguished it. "I know you tried," I replied, keeping a neutral expression. "But trust is hard to rebuild, and we need honesty in the future," I continued. The conversation unfolded, and I began planting doubts in her mind. "You know, I heard," I began, hinting at something that could shatter her confidence in Jake. "Some facts from his past show that he is not the golden boy he pretends to be." I watched Sarah's reaction closely as I said this. Sarah frowned. Doubt flickered across her face. "What do you mean?" she asked. I replied that he is known for crossing boundaries. In the following days, I continued to make her feel guilty. I noticed her getting nervous while typing messages to Jake on her phone. Each time I pretended not to notice. But inside me, rage was brewing. I needed her to feel the consequences of her actions. I was determined to achieve this. Then I decided to go further and came up with a plan for Sarah to see how easily trust can be lost. I made up a story and told it to a mutual friend, so the rumor would spread. "Did you hear that Sarah was flirting with Jake at the company party?" I said, hoping she would hear it. Her horror when she found out about the rumors was priceless. The next week at dinner, she asked me, "Daniel, are you spreading rumors about me?" I just repeated what others said, pretending to be innocent. "I can't believe you did this to me. I'm trying to fix everything," she shouted, tears streaming down her cheeks. Her emotional struggle filled me with a mix of satisfaction and regret. I realized I had gone too far. Revenge had turned into a power game, tearing us apart. Finally, one night, unable to hold back, I decided to talk. It's not just about Jake, Sarah. It's about trust. You broke it, and now I am broken too. But you need to understand. Actions have consequences. She looked at me with a mix of fear and understanding. I know I was wrong, Daniel. I didn't want to hurt you, but the past can't be changed. You are hurting me now too. I am not going to sit idly by. Sarah, you need to feel what I felt when I saw you with him. Humiliation, anger, that's how you learn, I replied, feeling the weight of my words. Weeks passed, and I watched our relationship fall apart. Sarah was becoming more distant. Consumed by guilt and shame, I voiced my opinion. But at what cost? One night, sitting in silence, I turned to her, feeling the weight of our situation. I don't want to lose you, but I can't so easily forgive what you did, I said. Tears streamed down her face. She was upset. I'm so sorry, Daniel. I'll do everything to regain your trust. Please give me a chance, she begged, hiding her pain behind her words. At that moment, I realized that revenge fixed nothing. It only worsened the wounds. I didn't want to be a bitter and vengeful person. I wanted to restore the relationship, heal the pain, but I understood. It would take time. I needed to admit that the path would be difficult. I share this story so you reflect on the fine line between revenge and healing. Was my revenge justified, or did anger cloud my judgment? Relationships are complicated, and the hardest lessons come through our own decisions. If this story touched you, subscribe to Lauren's Story. Join me for new dramatic tales that challenge perception and explore the complexities of human relationships. This phrase makes you think about how you would act in similar circumstances, sparking inner dialogue and self-reflection.